I am really, really, really excited about this unboxing. And I'm going to use this new Tacom unnamed. I might have used this for an unboxing already, but it's okay. It's what I have right here in front of me. Now, this is probably the most special knife I have ever bought. Seriously. And I'll tell you why. One, because I worked with the maker so closely. Let me make sure I get this right. Here, he put some marks on the box for me to open it in the correct function. So this is from Mountain Cutlery. Crafted for love, loyalty, life's most cherished moments. Yeah. Okay. My son is getting married. And Gene over at Mountain Cutlery, let me see if there's anything else in here. Gene over at Mountain Cutlery, he was on my live stream, my podcast recently. He and I worked on a design for a chef knife for my son as a wedding present. So this is, if you have heard me mention secret project number one, this is secret project number one. Now, the day that I'm filming this, I'm not going to air this. I need to wait until I give this to my son before I can air it, right? Not that he watches my channel, but all right, what do we got here? We got a microfiber, we've got the knife, and we've got some Mountain Cutlery business cards, some rugged blades, because Rugged Mountain Blades, that's what he started first, and he still has Rugged Mountain Blades. Okay, this is more of his tactical hunting whatnot line. Mountain Cutlery is his wedding knife line, if you will. Wedding knife, special occasion knives, things like that, and it comes with a microfiber. Very cool. So why is this so special? One, because it's for my son, because he's getting married, probably married by the time you're seeing this video. And because I got to work with Gene to pick all this stuff out. All of the material we picked out together. And I'll go into more of that maybe in the next video when I do kind of a full in-depth video. Now, James over at Concealment Solutions made this sheath for it. Okay, this is blood wood on the scales with mosaic pins. And what's interesting is Gene, the maker, always uses 7 pins because he's a religious man. Oh my God. And what's unique about that is that, so he uses 7 pins on the scales because 7 is God's number and he's religious and all that, which is super cool. And 7 happens to be my son's hockey number since he was 6 and he's 34 now. So that is super cool. Now there is a piece of tape here that I asked him to put on because it has laser etched in my son and his bride's initials and the wedding date. And they are a little more private couple. So I don't know that they want their name and date all plastered on YouTube. Okay. So what do we have here? We've got Bloodwood, which I am drawing a blank on who supplied that. I met them at Blade West. And we've got Baker Forge Damascus, Baker Forge and Tool, Firestorm Shrug, I think they call it. Firestorm Surge pattern. I mean, it's amazing. It's a little trippy because you would think that this would be wavy and you would feel some ridges. No, it's completely smooth. My buddy Eric got to go to lunch with Gene and see this in person before it was finished. And he literally took a couple of pictures and he called me and said, "Oh my God, dude, it's a trip. It's so smooth and so flat ground that it's a mind trip." Now, Gene also sent me a video of it doing a paper towel cut, paper towel tube cut, which I'll try to insert here towards the end. He says it's the sharpest knife he has ever made to date. Now, he's only been making knives for a couple of years. Wow. It is sharp. So this is going to be something that my son and his bride can cherish for years, for a lifetime, really. This could potentially, if taken care of well, and part of taking care of that well would be by using, and this is not a commercial because I have never used it, Pappy's Blade Balm, which comes to us from James over at Concealment Solutions. I don't know anything about it, so I am just throwing it out there. It's a wax paste type of a thing to protect your knives from grime, grit, rust, all that good stuff, right? I'll talk about this more in a different video because I will learn some more about it. I almost have no words because I was involved in this from its fruition, right? So how it came about was Gene sent me 6 different steels from Baker Forge. And I couldn't decide because there was 6 different ones that were crazy. So while I wanted to make this a surprise for my son, I sent him the 6 stock photos from Baker Forge that Gene sent me. And I asked him, "Hey, if you were ever going to get a chef knife made, which steel would you pick?" And he picked this and one other one, and I don't remember what the other one was. But I thought to myself, I said, damn, thank God I asked, because this would not have been the steel that I would have picked. So the very next day, Gene ordered the billet. I paid for that. Oh, he even lasers in his logo here. I paid for the billet. I paid for the materials, and I paid him for his time. Gene, you did an amazing job. I'm blown away. The fit and finish on this is fantastic. And again, he's only been making knives for a little while. And if he can do this good with a chef's knife, think of how good his hunting knives are, because he's a hunter. He's not a chef. My son is a chef. I don't believe he's going to take this to his work and use it at work, although he could. I don't know that he will. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, let me wrap this up because I've rambled now and I'm a little speechless. I mean, I'm just rambling over and over because this is just a beautiful piece. So it's really special to me because it's for my son who's getting married, who is a chef, and I was involved in every step of the process. I picked out this wood with Gene from the supplier at Blade Show West. And we had the steel there to kind of compare it to. It didn't look this good. It wasn't etched. It wasn't sanded. It wasn't ground all the way, stuff like that. It was very raw. But it was cool to see it step by step by step. And what I can say to you is Gene is a smaller, newer maker, right? And so if you have something that you want, he is amenable to work with you on it. He made this come true for me. And I didn't have a lot of input. I mean, I had some, but just working with Gene day in and day out on this thing, not that we talked every day, but it was a pleasure. He was super accommodating and just a great guy that I will absolutely guaranteed own a couple of fixed blades from him just because of the experience of this knife. And there are a couple of fixed blades that I really like of his. Again, I don't need a fixed blade to save my life because I've got a dozen I don't use. But his are just so cool that I really want to own a couple. So, be that as it may, I will put links to his Instagrams and stuff down below. And thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out. If you've made it all the way to the end, just comment chef down below so I know you stayed around for 10 minutes listening to me ramble about my son's kitchen knife. And I will do another full video where I talk about all the different specs and all the pieces so that you get a full understanding of it. And I'll film that right away because I got to give this to him here in a couple of days. So these videos will be up shortly. Thanks, guys. Oh, and I'll put the paper towel tube cutting right here at the end.